All right, everybody, welcome. This is hopefully something I can start doing for a while. But first off, to everybody out there, hope everybody's having a blessed day today. It's one of those days where you woke up in a good mood. I know I did, and I'm very very happy about that. Well, first, I don't know if I can do this. Can I show? I'm in a parking lot right now, just chilling. Nothing else really going on. Spent the whole day working. But what I wanted to talk about, honestly, was, I don't know if you could tell by the title. And for those of you who don't know abbreviations, it's okay, because I just made this one up. But it's called LGR for Let's Get Real. And the reason I said that is because we're going to get real today. It's time. Today's one of those days where, like, we got to talk about some shit. More importantly for me, because, like, I've been going through a transition for me personally, mentally, over the last probably 2.5 years. And I have completely 180'd my entire mindset, and it's incredible. Because I used to think, selfishly, that I was the best at everything, and I was the shit. And, you gotta have that mindset, as you progress through life. But what I found was that I'm mortal. And I say that meaning not in a literal sense, but in a mental sense. Meaning that I was somebody who, yes, I can go through depression. I can go through moments of doubt. And I can let it affect me. And I have let it affect me. And it's something that up until maybe this past year, I never really sought to think about it or control it, because it was just like one of those things where, you start realizing, like, okay, what don't I want people to know about me? What do I want people to start thinking about me? Like, all this and that, right? All that little bullshit. So anyway, I say all that to say that when I realized that I needed help, right? Real help. Not like, I don't know, whatever people do to play themselves and think, oh, I'm helping myself out. I'm talking real help where you talk to somebody, you start a healthy lifestyle for yourself, for people around you, your loved ones. You start looking at your inner circle and you go, okay, who needs to stay, who needs to go, right? And it's an uncomfortable conversation, because when you think about it, the people that you let go are the ones that have rocked with you since day one, right? But the real day ones, the ones that were there for you, that support you 100%, those are the ones you keep on. Those are the ones that you keep. And I apologize for everybody watching this if you joined. The reason I'm looking around is because I'm in a parking lot and I'm watching traffic, and that's the ADHD part that comes in, and it's like, yo, look at this, look at that. So anyway, but the reason I'm starting this live, like I said, is to talk about the real shit that I've been through. So I would say about maybe this year was one of the first times I actually told one of my friends, hey, I'm depressed. And they looked at me like, what? Like, what do you mean? And I said, I'm depressed. It's what it means. Like, I'm depressed. They're like, really depressed, or like just you joking and you like upset about some shit? I said, no, I'm actually depressed. Like, I was depressed all of last year and I never told anybody. And he goes, well, dude, you need to go talk to somebody. Talk to the chaplain, talk to any of us, whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay. But I never did it. But in telling him that, word went around, and it was like, oh, he might be this, that. So I went home, and later that evening, I get a text message from my boss, and it's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why are you asking? Respectfully, obviously. And I was like, why are you asking? And she goes, well, I just heard something. I want to make sure you're good. I'm checking in, all that stuff, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So a couple days go by, and nothing happens, right? Obviously, nothing happens. And I'm good. At least I think I'm good. In my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm straight. Well, I want to say later that week, close to the weekend, I had my first breakdown. Like my first actual breakdown where like I cried. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to do shit because I was so upset and I was so distraught about what my life was like at that point. Now, I want you to understand something. My life at that point, this is last year, around this time actually, last year. I had my own apartment, I had my own car, and I think I was single, but I was happy, right? Because that was a disaster. But, right? Think about that. I have my own car, my own apartment, and I'm depressed. Does that make sense to anybody, right? If you think about it logically, it doesn't. Because you think, well, you got everything. And that's what a lot of my friends, some of them thought. They were like, you have what you need. What are you depressed about? But what they didn't know, and it's none of their business, but what they didn't know was that up here, I'd been carrying probably about 10 to 15 years worth of doubt, guilt, anger, misdirection, whatever word you want to use. And it took me till last year to really start thinking about where I was at in life and going, you know what? I need to start taking this serious. So after I broke down, after I cried, after I went through all that, I didn't speak to anybody for about 2 days, right? I called off work. I didn't go in. I said, hey, I got to take care of myself. So probably within about a week or so after that incident, I go back to work. And mind you, it's my first day back since, the breakdown. And I couldn't do my job. Couldn't do it. Like I said, I was just, headspace just not there. And mind you, this is stuff that like I do in my sleep. I would know instantly what needs to be done. Didn't happen. So, long story short, my friend pulled me aside, not the same one, but a different one. And she goes, yo, like, what are you doing? And I wasn't doing anything. I was just standing there at the computer, looking at it, not saying anything, not doing anything. And she just happened to see me. And she goes, yo, what are you doing? Are you good? Like, And I kind of snapped out of it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm good, And she's like, all right, cool. So she walks away, and I go right back to what I was doing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was just standing there, and that was it. So, about probably around lunchtime, same friend comes by. Yo, ready for lunch? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Not really hungry. I don't think I was hungry, but I didn't want to go anywhere. That was the main thing. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to see anybody, talk to anybody. I just wanted to be by myself, right? So I went to my car, and I just sat there. Didn't do anything for about an hour. And they all went to lunch. Everybody came back, still in my car. They're like, yo, you good? Like, And I'm like, yeah, thumbs up. And inside I wasn't. I was distraught. I was depressed. Because I'm like, I haven't done shit all day. And nobody knows. Nobody knows why. I should say something. But I can't say something. Because I just couldn't. There was a blockage somewhere up here that I just couldn't speak. I couldn't get the words out. Like, hey, I'm fucked up. Like, I'm not here. Like, that type of shit. So, day goes by. Like I said, nothing happened. Right? Thankfully, that was one of those days where if I was to have one of those moments where nothing happened, it was that day. So, getting back to the other part of the story. So I go home that day, and I just don't do anything. And I miss work the next day. Now, I'm in the military. If you miss work, if you're a no-call, no-show, you're considered AWOL. Period in the story. If you call out, and you let somebody know, hey, I can't come in, hey, I'm not coming in, okay. Well, I didn't do that. You know what I did? I just laid in bed. That was it. I laid in bed. Didn't do anything. And I went to sleep. Probably the worst thing you can do, right? You miss work, you're like, fuck it, go to sleep. Right? Wake up later, nothing happened. They can't make me go in if I'm not awake. That was what I was thinking. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. So I get like 8 text messages the next hour, 4 phone calls, 2 voicemails. Mind you, this is all within an hour. And 2 of them are from my friend, 1's from my superintendent, and then 1 is from my commander. Never a good thing. So they're like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? You didn't come. You didn't even let us know you weren't coming in. Like, what's all this about? And I don't remember who I spoke to exactly, but I know I started crying on the phone, which led one of them, I think it was my superintendent, to come by the house. She did a wellness check because they were scared that I was so depressed that I was going to hurt myself. Let me be very clear. I wasn't. Never thought of. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I did think about it. Never did it. This is something that I've dealt with for years when it comes to my depression and my state of mind. When my superintendent did come by and check on me, I was at the front door. I was a mess, you know. My hair was crazy, like just out of sorts. I had a whole beard, like it was bad. And you know, when she talked to me, I couldn't speak. You ever get that feeling when you're so shocked, like your body just freezes and everything around you is like an echo? That's what that moment was. And I said, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? Like, why am I in this situation? You know, why am I putting myself through this, right? That's what I was saying in my head. Like, what are you doing, right? What I wanted to say to her was, can you please get the fuck out of my door and go off somewhere? That's what I wanted to say. I didn't say that because, number 1, I'd have gotten in trouble. Number 2, that's disrespectful. And number 3, she was trying to help. So I just kept my mouth shut the whole time. So after she leaves, right, she says, hey, just text me when you're ready to come in. I said, okay. So later that evening, I got a text from her, hey, just checking on you, is everything good? I said, yeah. She texts me the next morning. She says, hey, is everything okay? I said, yes, I'm good. Later that afternoon, same thing. Hey, are you okay? At this point, I'm getting upset because now I feel like you're like getting on me for not being there. Like, you say you want to help, but you're not. You're just berating me. You're just, you're asking too many questions. And in my head, I thought I took that as a negative response. I was like, why are you doing this? So after a few days, I go back in and everybody's happy to see me. I'm talking everybody, to people like I didn't even talk to that much. They were happy to see me. And when I saw that, I got choked up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got choked up because I realized how important I was to them. And what I want people to take away from this is, yes, I was down. I was at my lowest. But I had people who believed in me, and I had people that supported me and want me to be better than where I was. And that helped so much. And so from then, mind you, this is about, at this point, we're probably getting into the new year, this past year. This year. And I'm now, at this point, beginning of the year this year, I was seeking help, just through the channels that we have there. I was speaking openly to my my friends and my superintendent, my commander, and so everybody was kind of like, hey, like, you know, good, we're happy, like, we're happy you're talking, we're happy that you're talking to us, letting us know what's going on. And I'm like, it feels good. It felt good doing that. It felt good kind of relinquishing that and going, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna cut this live short because this was actually supposed to be a lot longer, but I say all that to say, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm getting a text message. I say all that to say that for anybody out there going through whatever it is, depression, whether it's doubt, any sort of mental health, mental illness, any sort of mental issue, trust the people around you that have your back when they say they do, because they're the ones that are going to be by you when you're on top. So I appreciate everybody who joined. For those of you who stayed or who didn't stay, that's fine. I kind of wish there was a way for these lives to kind of go out and like have people rewatch them, because I feel like this message would benefit a lot of people. So, but maybe that's a feature that TikTok can do later on, right? So with that being said, I hope everybody had a great time listening, and I will definitely catch you on the flip side. Stay safe, and yeah.